Hi everyone, this is just a really quick video to show you that per my announcement, I updated the short essay protest on the protest music. I talked about how there was an update on Green Day and I added that. So if you go in here, you'll notice that everything's the same, but I did provide this 2024 update and I also added a video here. So just to give a really quick overview of what this is, I tried to keep it as succinct as possible. It's essentially what happened is on New Year's Eve, they were performing on ABC and they sang a lyric change to one of their lyrics on American Idiot, which is one of the song choices that I have had for this class. And so when I first became aware of this on New Year's Eve, because the news outlets were like, oh my God, what are they doing? They were freaking out. Because it was on ABC, which it was a really strange choice, in my opinion, that ABC chose to have Green Day perform at Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve. I even say this here, like, um, ABC is, it's ABC, CBS, NBC, right? We have these very mainstream channels, which are highly family, for the most part, very family friendly, are very censored. And, I was like, I professionally, like, if I was there at the table, and I often think in this way, like, if I was at the table, like, talking with these people and they were like, what if we get Green Day to perform? I'd be like, no. And it's not because, I don't like to provide my personal opinions in my courses. But if I were at ABC, I would say, we're ABC. This is our mission. We are family friendly. Green Day is a pop punk political band. Probably not the best band to perform, particularly on something like Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve, which is a super family friendly, kind of American institution event, since Dick Clark was around, and he's no longer around, but his name lives on, particularly for New Year's Eve. And I don't know when he started, right, but he goes back, I don't know when, to the 50s or something like that, right? But he was around for a really long time. So that's like and I'm trying to think in like the ABC mindset as a corporation. So it was when my phone was blowing up with notifications, like on New Year's Eve and on New Year's Day, with like, oh my God, Green Day changed their lyrics and everybody's freaking out about it. And by people freaking out about it, I mean people were, pundits and news outlets, because it was a political choice. So the news outlets and music outlets as well, because they're a band. So it was my initial reaction, and I even gave my initial reaction here, was I wasn't so much interested in the lyric change as I was in terms of why is Green Day on ABC? Like, what was that choice? I've actually looked for news articles. There's so many news articles on what actually happened, in terms, not what actually happened. Obviously, we know what happened, but like what people think about what happened. But I've tried to look for, like, why did ABC even make that decision? And I've tried to find information on that, and I can't find it. And that's been really kind of frustrating for me. Like, why did ABC choose Green Day in particular? And I don't know, like, I know it's the 20-year anniversary of Green Day. It's the 20-year anniversary of American Idiot, their album. I know it's the 30-year anniversary of their album Dookie, which came out in 1994. And I know that they are releasing an album this year, which I didn't know until I started doing research on this. So they're coming out. They just released an album. So I don't know if they chose them for that reason, but even so, I don't feel like I still don't feel like that's justification enough. It just felt really strange to me for ABC to do something like that. So if anybody has any ideas or wants to say something about it, feel free to like pop in Yellow Dig or, you know, enlighten me, because it's really like confusing me. My brain is kind of like, I'm very confused. It's been confusing me since New Year's. So I have that here. I have the video. I didn't include any articles because there are literally a ton. So if you're interested in the situation, you can just literally type in Green Day. I think the next thing that pops up is Dick Clark's. That's like the most like relevant thing that comes up. But I do say here like what actually the lyric that changed. It's literally one word they changed, and it has the news outlets freaking out, which is, instead of them saying I'm not part of the redneck agenda, there's Billy Joe, the lead singer, saying on ABC, massive channel, I'm not part of a MAGA agenda. So it was, and I do note that because I did research on this, so this isn't the first time that he has changed that lyric. Apparently he's changed it a lot of times. I by no means followed this. I have other things to do, but it dates as far back as 2019. So when Trump was in office, if my math is right, apologies, I have other things to do, but I believe, right, 2020 was the election year. So I believe it started in 2019 when Trump was in office is when he started changing redneck to MAGA. I don't know if it's been anything else. I don't have evidence that it's been anything else. I think that would be up to concert attendees who have seen them live, but I think that's pretty much who it's been relegated to. So that's not a mainstream audience, right? When you say it on ABC, now you're getting like a whole bunch more people. So that's why it kind of has blown up. And if you haven't heard about it, it's okay. I am old and I get the news a lot. So I get a lot of news information. So that's why my phone blew up, like from all these different news outlets. And I was like, what's happening? At least I'm not getting interesting. I'm just getting like this one news, like, is this the most interesting thing happening right now? But apparently it was. So that's what I talk about there. And I do say here that if you do select this song as the song that you analyze, you don't have to include the lyric change in your analysis. But if you are interested in including that lyric change, like if you want to consider, like, you don't have to look at that lyric at all, like not everybody looks at every single line, but sometimes people include it, sometimes they don't. If you want to, you can. If you want to look at the redneck and the MAGA, you can look at both of those. If you want to just look at the redneck or just look at you can do whatever you want. I'm just letting you know that this is a recent development with this song. So that's all. I just wanted to let you know that it's here. This is where you can find it, because I know I had provided that extra, not mandatory information about Outkast. And this is where that updated information about Green Day is. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Hope everything is going well, and I will see you guys probably somewhere in Yellow Dig later.